this guy was still able to be exceptional. Plus, he had to be able to run and escape and get out of the pocket. And you had guys that, chasing him downfield and doing all those things and trying to basically take him out of the game.
Indeed.
They were headhunting for him all the time. And so I say that, Tom Brady exceptional, but I still feel like Joe Montana is.
You're working with FedEx Air and Ground on an award, and there's something new here. So, 20 plus year history of the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Players of the Week awards, and the pool has expanded this year from quarterbacks and running backs to include tight ends and wide receivers. So, who better to be a part of talking about what's going on with this award and who it can go to now beyond quarterbacks and running backs to tight ends and receivers than the greatest, my greatest of all time. I think you're the greatest football player of all time. Jerry Rice, appreciate you coming on to the show, man. First, how's life been? How you doing? I see you on in the commercials. I see you put the uniform back on. You get the itch to get back out there.
You know what, man? All right, that commercial was so funny. It was funny because Emmitt Smith, then you had Randy
Randy
Moss,
Moss. Yep.
Dan
Yep.
Marino,
Yep.
and they asked us if we could run down the tunnel. So of course Dan Marino said, "Man, I'm not running anywhere." Emmett was like, "No, ain't no way I'm gonna run." Randy still feels like he still got it
You
in his,
got it.
but
Okay.
we had a great time with that commercial, just putting that uniform back on again. But it's just brought back memories, man, from back.
Yeah.
Hey, and you know how, just the appreciation of putting that uniform on, going out there and playing in front of 30,000 fans or more, how the energy and how you just felt like you just owed that crowd your best football on
And you
that given
did.
day. So yeah, it brought back a lot of memories.
Oh, you gave people a lot of great memories. A lot of people patterned their way of doing things after you. When you look at what's going on in today's games, because you're a part of them giving out a weekly awards. And by the way, if you want to check out where the players awards are taking place, where you can get them, the published polls are at the NFL on X. And some people know it as Twitter, or you can go on NFL.com on the NFL mobile app all season long as well. The latest with your skill position, you had two really good receivers get traded and go to different teams. Amari Cooper goes to the Buffalo Bills. I think that's a crazy big pickup for Buffalo. And then you had Devontae Adams, his hamstring healed up, well enough for him to get to get to the Jets and play with and be reunited with Aaron
Is that a
Rodgers.
shot? Is that a shot?
No. I just know how soft tissue we know how soft tissue injuries work in the NFL, especially when there may be a trade that's imminent. What's your take on those? I haven't been high on the Jets, but I do think that Devontae Adams could change what's going on.
Yeah, I think he can change it. I think what he brings to the table. Plus, he has that chemistry with Aaron Rodgers, and right now, man, because it's like that last ball game that I felt like they should have won, but it ended up costing them towards the end. And with Amari Cooper going to the Bills, that's big. That's big also. So you get two veterans that knows the game, knows what they're capable of, and that gonna just go in and really help those teams. Um, I had a chance to stand up next to Devontae Adams, and I couldn't believe the size of this guy.
He's big, huh?
He's a big receiver, but explosive receiver that can, really run by you or, make those difficult catches over the middle, not afraid of utilizing his body, getting hit, all of those things. And so it's going to be, exciting to see him and Aaron Rodgers get back together.
You played for the Raiders.
Right.
I mean, you have feelings towards it. I know the Niners is that's your mob. I get that. But you did put some time in with the Raiders and you put some good time in with the Raiders. Like, did you see like how do you feel it could have gone differently? Like from your vantage
I
point,
think
what could have happened differently? Is it the quarterback? They don't have a quarterback. I don't think they have a quarterback, but I think they need a quarterback. What did you think the Derek Carr situation maybe messed up, maybe kind of poisoned the well a little bit?
I think all of that might have been a factor, but it was just that they did not bring another quarterback in there. And I think even with Jimmy G back in the day, I think with Devontae Adams, he was frustrated, and it just kept building. And for some reason in this year's draft, well, last year's draft, they
They
still
didn't
did
get
not
it.
bring a quarterback.
Yeah, they didn't get to one.
So you know how important it is
To
to
have
have
a
that piece
QB.
of the puzzle. So
Yeah.
the frustration just kept building. Then eventually he said, "Say, I got to get out of here." And I wish it had gone down a different way.
Okay.
But it's now both sides can just go ahead and focus on the rest of the season and let that be it.
All right, let's get back to the business at hand and why we here. Tell us about it. Tell us about what the award represents, what your involvement is, because if you're involved, obviously the credibility is sky high and it's something that people should be paying attention about. What should we be looking for?
Okay, the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Awards. It's great bringing receivers and tight ends into this mix too, because we feel like we are very important on the football field also. And this is the one wide receiver award that I missed out on. You can go to NFL.com/FedEx. And I like what they're doing with HBCUs.
Talk to us about it.
And FedEx will make 2,000 donations for Player of the Week winners. And what they also, they're going to give 100,000 towards scholarships for students every year. And one of my fellow teammates, man, I think it was week 3, he was a wide receiver. He won the NFL award, Aaron Brown, Jawan Jennings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's just that this is a great opportunity. The participants this week, because you have to vote like Monday through Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, Jared Goff, Derrick Henry, and you got Sean Tucker and Joe Mixon. Those guys are the participants, and the fans have to vote. That's the most important thing.
Okay. All right. So make sure y'all check it out on X. It's a weekly award. FedEx Air and Ground NFL Players of the Week awards. And you can get it on NFL mobile app and on NFL.com and at NFL on the X. I got one more question for you
Yep.
before I let you go.
Just
This
vote.
and this should be a fun one. I listen, I know there's been the age-old debate for some reason between you and Randy, but I'm not going to hit you with that one. I'm not going to hit you with that one. I'm gonna hit you with another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Is Tom Brady the GOAT of GOATs when there's Joe Mon? Now I know he's been in more Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And I know he's got, but from your perspective, could Tom Brady have done what he did in this era of football, in the era of football that you and Joe did what y'all did? And vice versa. Could y'all have done what
Right.
Tom Brady did in this era of time? Because Tom Brady didn't have a Jerry Rice or a John Taylor or a Roger Craig he didn't
Right.
have any of that, right? Joe Montana had the greatest football player in the history of the game at his disposal out there on the edges.
But at that
Yeah,
time, at that time, I was not that great though.
you almost made me use profanity on my good fair show
Okay,
here, and I'm not
okay,
going to use it.
okay. But I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Two different eras,
Uh-huh.
and God, there have been so much debating going back and forth and stuff like that. But I just feel that Tom Brady was incredible what he did back in the day, and to win 7 Super Bowls and all of that. But the quarterback were so protected.
I mean, they protected. They protected.
Montana back in the day. Oh my God! Even if the ball was gone, he was still getting hit
Fold
and
him up.
to the
Fold him
ground.
on. Fold him up nice and neatly. Put him in the package. Send him back to the sideline. You got to fold him up back. You got
Yeah,
one
yeah.
1 to 2 steps to go ahead and thump him. You don't get that anymore. You don't get that anymore.
So my thing is, this guy was still able to be exceptional. Plus, he had to be able to run and escape and get out of the pocket. And you had guys that, chasing him downfield and doing all those things and trying to basically take him out of the game.
Indeed.
They were headhunting for him all the time. And so I say that, Tom Brady exceptional, but I still feel like Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback to ever do it.
You don't think it's biased? You think it's like it was it was just a different era of football, and you had to play what football's turning into flag or 7-on-7 now. It was football back when y'all was doing it.
Yeah, that's just like if they asked me, they said, if you were playing in today's football now, you would be able to put outstanding numbers up like crazy.
Do you think so?
It's totally different because you can't actually hit the receiver anymore.
Right.
The receiver is protected. So these guys know that back in the day.
When they say stronger, bigger, stronger, faster, they saying that these young boys would have locked Jerry Rice up.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, we can still do it. Let's go. You messing with me now, though. You messing with
Hey, I'm just saying, the Jerry Rice, I know.
Wait. LaVar, they don't even play bump and run anymore.
They really don't.
Man, if you cannot defeat a defensive back 5 yards off you,
right?
I mean,
then something ain't right.
It's something not right, man. Something not right. So yeah, man. So yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I enjoyed this, man. It's been a pleasure. Listen, like I said, make sure y'all check it out. First time in 20 plus years of the history of the award, the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Players of the Week awards. The pool is expanding, running backs, quarterbacks, but now tight ends and wide receivers. That's why the GOAT has joined me right here on Up On Game. This is a conversation with a legend. That's Jerry Rice. I'm LaVar Arrington, the Hall of Famer. Make sure you check it out. Go on at NFL, the NFL.com, and the NFL mobile app all season long. It's supporting HBCUs. My man Jerry Rice went to a HBCU, baby, and was knocking it down and doing what he was doing, man.
And you know what, man? You the GOAT, man. You the greatest of all time.
Nah, I'm gonna be the greatest at trying to do this right here.
All right, okay.
But I'm gonna leave goats on that football field to this man right here, Jerry Rice. Appreciate your time, man. And yeah, make sure y'all stay locked in and tuned in. Subscribe, do all those good things. Check it out. Check out the podcast. Check out the show. All right. Well, till next time, we'll check you out. LaVar Arrington. Bam.